Welcome to RMM Help. In this session we look at end-user reporting options in RMM. Although we've got a very useful reporting option to export our data into Microsoft Excel, this is covered by a separate help tutorial. We encourage our RMM clients to request any reports that they may think useful, and we may well include your suggestions in our standard reports if we felt that the majority of users would find this beneficial. So please speak to your RMM support representative if this is of interest to you. End-user reporting is accessed from our main menu and reporting, and I need to mention at this point that this is the only aspect of running our hosted service that requires a small file to be installed on the local PC. Therefore, we don't envisage this option being made available to all users, and would typically be used by your system administrator or information officer, and it would be somebody who's had RMM training. So the purpose of the video is to highlight availability of this end-user reporting facility, and it's not to provide a tutorial on actually generating reports. There are two menu options here. The first one, Report Builder, that's currently used to activate the connections to your designated users. So when you are generating reports, you're linking to the back-end SQL Server database, and we need to be able to make a connection to that available to that designated user. And that connection that's set up will be used throughout the time that the user is using the report generator, because they will be logging on with a username and password. The second option, which is the option that we're going to use, and I'll click on that now, View Edit Reports. This is where you will log on to the report generator, and the first time that you use that in a session you'll have to put in your username and password, and this takes you to your home area, and there you will be able to set up your own folders, and we've got a few set up in the demonstration areas. We've called some of them Client 123 and a couple of user folders. And again, for confidentiality reasons, you'll be able to log on to each of those, or to your folder, using your username and password. Let's have a look in Ed's folder and see what's in there. And here we have a number of reports that Ed set up, and he's got a prefix on each report with Ed to highlight that these are his reports. In the heading here you can see that we've got Report Builder, and that's where we'd set up a new report, and they would be saved in here. Each of the reports, if I open up this drop-down list, has some administrative functions. We can move it to another folder, we can use Manage to change the report name, and we can use Edit in Report Builder if we want to edit an existing report. If I open a couple of them, I simply do that by clicking on them. This is an outstanding jobs by risk, showing a total. I'll open Heads Overdue Jobs by asset category. So there's his asset categories, and here's the jobs with an asset count, and it's a 2-page report, and he can scroll through both of those. And our final one we'll look at is a staff activity report, which shows a list of our staff and the total hours that they've spent on various tasks. So this concludes the overview of our end-user reporting facility, and if you'd like more information on the RMM training options, please speak to your support contact.